Hello.
Hi, Katerina. Hi.
How are you doing?
Not too bad. Nice to meet you. Nice.
Nice to meet you. Yes, finally. There are, I have shared with you before the interview some questions that I sort of exploring. But I would also love it to be, just a natural conversation, of two friends, of two practitioners of yoga, and also, stay open
Yeah,
for wherever this conversation will lead us to. Um,
absolutely.
but I would love to start with one question, which maybe of all is very curious to me. I have Ashtadala Yoga Mala, uh, Volume 5, where there is an interview of yours with Guruji. And I really love the name of this interview. It's called Transform Sadhana into a Divine Practice.
Oh, I can't refresh my memory because I can't. I can't yeah. Okay.
I would remind you of this conversation. It's from, it says June 1990,
Um,
so
awesome.
35 years ago.
Wow.
Uh, and there is, it's like 5 pages of the interview, but there is one question that you ask Guruji, and then it led to a very interesting exploration. So you started with that Guruji in his classes asked his students, did you come to do or to learn?
Yeah.
And your question was, can you speak a little bit more about the art of learning? So I would love you to share your insights and learnings of what learning really is, and what makes for a good student when it comes to yoga practice, and when does a student transform into a sadhaka.
All right. So there's few terms, question, learning, good student, and transforming Saddaka. So first, you see, when you ask about good student, I mean, frankly, you're asking the wrong person. I've never been a good student.
Mm.
And well, according to my understanding, which is very limited, there's no bad student. Because you see, we are all in our process in a different space and time. So whether we practice yoga or not, we are all in the process of learning. That's the process of life. And then this process of learning is much more unlearning.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, okay, one learns technique, which is fine, but in a broader aspect, see, the thing is that my life itself, I would say that my existential configuration is my process of learning. See, where I was born, my parents, my familial constellation, all this, whatever I do in life is a process of learning. In fact, for what you do, whatever action you do, somewhere deep down, you learn what you are not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more this process of learning, it's more process of unlearning. And
Mm-hmm.
then regarding to the techniques, here I'm speaking just about see, the techniques of what we learn in the context of yoga, the techniques. Like, okay, the way we do trikonasana and all that stuff, the sequences and all that. So that's what I call the way of the technique, which takes quite a long time. According to the filiation in which you are, which is very important, because the technique changes from one filiation to the others. And then, of course, when you have learned all that, then you have a number of years which are equally important when you unlearn all this. And what do you mean by when the student transform into Saddaka? What do you mean there? What do you mean by that?
Well, I can't say there is common understanding, but just from the conversations that I had with other Iyengar yoga practitioners, there is certain difference between a student and a Saddaka. As if a student is a person who is practicing, but there is certain, it's like the first stage in the process of learning, and the Saddaka is the one who has embodied more the kind of learnings and understanding from his own practice and also from the experience with his or her teacher. So that's why I was curious, what's your thinking on that, and whether you actually think of that student Saddaka as two different objects.
Well, once again, we are all in different, the process is different according to space and time. And we are all in a different process. So I won't really make a difference between student and the Saddaka, because since we are born, we become Saddaka. We are searching for such a thing which we think is missing. So in a way, we are all Saddaka. And then, of course, people embody that in, I would say, in a more intense way, according to the process. But whether we practice yoga or not, we're all searching. So somewhere we are all Saddaka, searching something that somewhere we think it's missing. Deep in, it expressed in some choose the path of yoga, some choose another path, whatever. And then, of course, in this search, you have people who are really intense in the search. So for them, there is one thing important is the search of the self. You see. For the others, it's a bit less. But this doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because somewhere it's just a question of time. And I will not make a difference. We are all searching, whether we practice or not. Whether. In fact, yoga is an expression of the search. That's somewhere, and the irony is that we are searching for something that we already are. That's the irony. But we have not. That's why we go through the whole process. So for some, yoga, so the search expresses itself in the yoga and the practice of yoga. But you see, there's a beautiful tantra called the tantra of the eye, the netra, that tantra. It is said that the universe, the whole universe, is saturated by the goddess of yoga and knowledge. The whole universe. The whole universe is saturated by the goddess, you see, the Shakti of yoga and knowledge. So wherever I am on this plane or on the universe, whatever I do, I am in the process of reckoning myself as awareness. Whatever I do. And once again, it expresses itself by the practice, by the exploration of the art of yoga.
In this process of learning and unlearning and in some sense unconditioning oneself, how to ensure that we are not delusional in this search?
Well, yeah, the search by itself is delusional. It's part of the game. Because it's part of the game, because I'm searching for, it's a trick I play on myself. So it's delusional. But it's a trick I play on myself. It's a trick that consciousness plays on itself through what I call Christian. I'm looking for something that I am already. So the search itself is there to get tired of the search. See, I go, do whatever I do in my search, which implied whatever you can call that, the sadhana, the tapas, whatever you do, you see. I do all this to get tired of the search. It's like, that's why, that's why this search is expressed by the desire of something is lacking. I do whatever I have to do to somewhere to feel that feeling of lack. So the search itself is delusional. The search itself, but it's just a trick. It's part of the game. Part of the game that I'm playing. I have to understand that somewhere I am already what I'm looking for, which I've not yet recognized it fully. Since I've not yet recognized it fully, I do things to tune my body, my mind, and senses to that insight, which imply the practice, different yogas, the different sadhanas. And mind you, the yogas is thousands of expressions. in the end, it really doesn't matter.
No, but something has to matter, no? Or something has to matter.
When I play the game, it does matter.
No, okay.
In the game, it really matters.
Mm-hmm.
It really matters, and it can become very serious. It can be very, very serious and even dramatic. So when I play the game, it's like in the dream. When I am in the dream, I believe the dream. So I play the game. I have to play till the end of the game. That's it.
Mm.
And during the game, it matters. It does matter indeed. Knowing that it's a game, I would say that it helps you to relax a bit more in the game. The part I'm playing. Some play the part of the yogi, some play the part of a banker. Now, one could say the part of playing the part of a yogi, it's better than to play the part of the banker. And in the whole play of consciousness, it doesn't matter. Because everyone plays the game that he has to play.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, which now I would say something which is very important. You see, the bottom line. You see, here I speak as a Christian. The bottom line is that I don't understand what I'm speaking about, which is awareness, consciousness. I don't understand. See, I don't understand this mystery of awareness of consciousness, and I will never understand it. As a matter of fact, in the Keno Upanishad, it's a very short Upanishad. And in fact, I think it's at the start of the Upanishad, the second verse, I can't remember exactly, it is said, the speech doesn't go there. The I doesn't go there. The mind doesn't go there. Not to this absolute. We don't know what it is, and we don't know how to teach it. That's the rishis were speaking. Said the mind doesn't go there. The speech doesn't go there. The I doesn't go there. No, we don't know about this amazing mystery of consciousness, called that consciousness, Brahman, whatever you want, and we don't know how to teach it. See, we don't know how to teach that mystery of consciousness. So whatever I'm saying about about it, the bottom line is I don't know. I don't understand it. It's beyond my capacity of understanding. So what I can speak about is my narration. See, my narration of reality. I can speak about that. See, I've got the thing is that knowing that it's just a narration, whatever term I explain you, but whatever my understanding about yoga practice, my process is just narration.
Mm.
And it's important to say that. And we all have different narrations of
That's
what
true.
we call reality. And sometimes really the narration we have about ourselves, it's a kind of, we limit ourselves through our narration. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm French, I'm such an age, my personal history and all the blah blah during all this. Which and the yoga sadhana, it's part of that narration. It's part of that. And of course, you see, the thing is that there's many definitions of yoga, many. Once again, they change during space and time. The only thing, in fact, as a matter of fact, all the different direction in India, the different school of philosophy, and they all are interested in one thing: is consciousness. Only one thing.
Mm-hmm.
They differ according to the definition of consciousness and their relation to the world, the body, the mind, and the senses. That's it. You
Mm-hmm.
see? But they all agree on consciousness. Even Saddaka, which are the materialists, okay, that's for them, consciousness is just a product of the brain. That's it. I say, okay, when it's over, so that's it. When the body and the brain is over, consciousness finished. For them, that's the explanation of consciousness. So that's it. And it depends also the definition one has about yoga. The definition and the orientation is somewhere important, and it's part of I would say the reading, the narration of reality, and it depends. It changes according of space and time, and
Mm-hmm.
once goes to the definition somewhere which one have more inclination. The inclination, and an inclination, that process is very important.
Mm-hmm. The inclination to the school, to a certain philosophy, you mean that inclination?
The inclination, your inclination will come from the desire of your heart to somewhere this deep nostalgia that we all have to somewhere rest in the space of our own heart. And this deep nostalgia expresses the inclination of one's own heart towards certain practice of yoga. I like the term rituals, to certain practice of yoga, to certain expression, to whatever. And the inclination, because the inclination is very important, because you see, you don't practice something out of duty toward a system. See? You practice something because you have the inclination of your own heart towards that. It's a bit like, I would say, falling in love.